Hey everyone, welcome back to the UFO Timeline Project podcast. I'm Misha Verg, and as always, I'm here with Victoria Bakken. Today we're diving into one of the most famous UFO cases outside the U.S., Rendlesham Forest, sometimes called Britain's Roswell. Victoria, you ready for this one?
Oh, absolutely. This case is wild. So let's set the scene. It's late December 1980, near RAF Woodbridge in Suffolk, England. U.S. Air Force personnel stationed there start seeing these strange, bright lights in the forest. And not just one night. This went on for a couple nights, right?
Yeah, it was like December 26th through the 28th, if I remember right. The first night, a couple of guys, Jim Penniston and John Burroughs, actually went out into the woods to check it out. They described seeing a metallic, triangular craft with weird markings, and the whole area was lit up with this crazy, almost blinding light. I mean, these are military guys, not the type to get spooked easily.
Exactly. And what always gets me is how detailed their accounts are. I actually brought a snippet from one of the witness statements. Let me read it. The object was described as metallic in appearance and triangular in shape, approximately 2 to 3 meters across the base and 2 meters high. It illuminated the entire forest with a white light. The object itself had a pulsing red light on top and a bank of blue lights underneath. I mean, that's not your average weather balloon description.
No, not at all. And you know, when you hear these guys talk about it, you can tell they're still kind of rattled, even decades later. I always wonder how much their military training shapes the way they report this stuff. Like, are they more precise or maybe more cautious because of the chain of command?
That's a good point. I think it cuts both ways. On one hand, they're trained observers, so their details are sharp. But on the other, there's that pressure not to sound, out there. Especially back then, when UFOs were still kind of a career killer in the military.
Yeah, and as we talked about in the Jay Stratton episode, that tension between reporting what you saw and worrying about your reputation is a real thing. But these guys stuck to their story, and it wasn't just one or two people. There were multiple witnesses over those nights.
Right. And it wasn't just the lights and the craft. The next day, they found physical evidence, scorched marks on the trees, weird indentations in the ground, like something heavy had landed. There were even reports of higher radiation levels at the site, though, that's always debated.
Yeah, and the official investigation, if you can call it that, kind of brushed it off. The British Ministry of Defense basically said, nothing to see here, probably just lights from a nearby lighthouse or maybe a meteor. But the guys who were there, Penniston, Burroughs, even Deputy Base Commander Charles Halt, they weren't buying it. Halt even made an audio recording while he was out there, which is pretty wild to listen to.
It's so interesting how the official story and the witness accounts just don't line up. And then you have UFO researchers coming in, pointing to the physical evidence and saying, look, something happened here. It's kind of like what we saw with the Cash Landrum case. Officials downplaying it, but the witnesses and the evidence tell a different story.
Yeah, and it reminds me of my dad's story, actually. After his own sighting back in the 50s, he went back to the spot and found these weird burn marks on the ground. He always said, you can't argue with what's right in front of you. I think that's why Rendlesham sticks with people. There's just enough physical stuff left behind to keep the mystery alive.
Totally. And the fact that the site is still there, people still go out to the forest, looking for clues. It's like the mystery never really left.
So, here's the big question. Was it an extraterrestrial encounter, or did everyone just get spooked by some weird lights and maybe a lighthouse? The debate's still going, 40-plus years later. Some folks say it was a secret military test. Others think it was just mice-identified natural phenomena. But the witnesses, they're still adamant about what they saw.
And that's why people call it Britain's Roswell. It's got all the ingredients: military witnesses, physical evidence, official denials, and decades of speculation. It's had a huge impact on UFO research, especially in the UK. I mean, there are conferences dedicated just to Rendlesham, and new documentaries coming out all the time. I was just watching one last week where they brought in new analysis of the audio tapes from the night of the incident. The interest just never fades.
Yeah, and it's not just in the UK. people from all over the world are still fascinated by this case. It's like every time you think it's settled, someone digs up a new detail or a new witness comes forward. It's kind of like what we saw with Roswell. Just when you think you've heard it all, there's another twist.
Exactly. And I think that's what keeps these stories alive. They're not just about what happened, but about how we keep searching for answers. Whether you think it was aliens, a secret project, or just a bunch of guys seeing things in the dark, Rendlesham is a reminder that the mystery is still out there.
Couldn't have said it better. All right, that's going to do it for today's episode. Thanks for joining us as we dug into Britain's Roswell. We'll be back soon with more cases from the UFO timeline. Victoria, always a pleasure.
Always great talking with you, Misha. And thanks to everyone listening. Keep looking up, and we'll catch you next time on the UFO Timeline Project podcast. Bye.
Take care, everybody. See ya.